Fillers is a sort of somewhat generic name. It sort of means different things to different people. The fillers that we're talking about really are means by which we can fill in a crease or a fold in a certain part of the patient's body. Sometimes it's also dips, so depressed areas we can actually use these fillers for. It is important though you understand the sort of distance from the skin edge that you're injecting them. So sometimes you inject them right within the skin, right near the surface, but equally you can inject a product right down onto the bone. And it depends what you're trying to achieve. Do you want the person, for example, to be able to see and feel a line in the skin, or do you want them just to expand out the skin to make the wrinkle look less? Over the last 40 odd years, things have changed from a situation where perhaps we just use fat as a filler. We used to move it as a big block of tissue and just put it in the space we wanted it, to sort of more refined methods of moving just collagen, which is a part of actually, it used to be part of a cow's skin. They used to mince it all up and make what we call collagen, which is injected, and by and large that didn't really last. And if anything, there was a chance of setting up some sort of tissue reaction, because it's a foreign protein going into the human body. The body doesn't really like that very much, certainly on repeated injections. Then people went into silicone injections, which we now know is a disaster, because in a very large percentage of people the body reacts to the silicone to produce really quite bad scars. And so it's gone now into things like hyaluronic acids, which are made in a laboratory, and chemically they're identical actually to normal ground substance, which is what occurs around the cells of human beings. So chemically identical to the tissues we already have, and which we're injecting. And the idea of these fillers are they sort of attract a bit of water, so you get like a slight plumpness and shine to your skin as well. The biggest danger one would highlight would be it's very easy to inject into an artery, for example, and that artery would then carry the product you've injected to its end organ. Now it may be the skin, it may actually be the eye. So one could end up being blind, or one, for example, could lose part of the nose. So one really has to be aware of that, and therefore from the regulatory point of view, then clearly there has to be a distinction in who is qualified to do it and who not. They are pretty safe if you use them correctly. And there are times, for example, when in development problems, a person's face may be completely half the size or so of the other side, and you can actually build up a face with these fillers, and it's like moulding and shaping. And I guess in the ideal world, you'd be something like a plastic surgeon who seems to be able to see that, the conceptual side of asymmetry, and trying to correct it. It's very easy to sort of go to people who have got a good reputation. So if one of your friends has already had it and you like that result, then generally speaking, it's not an unsafe practice to go to see them. Look at the guy's qualification or the lady's qualification, because more and more we're seeing beauticians and people that really have never experienced putting a needle or a needle onto a syringe, or actually ever felt the pressure of the needle that's introducing a substance into another person. I mean, it's a bit like asking me to pluck your eyebrows. I wouldn't have a clue even where to start, and I'd make an absolute mess of it. And there is a learning curve, and I get better at it. But is it right that somebody's got to be the guinea pig while I'm going through that little phase?